here's how to use my new tool for animating creatures. You can get it from Superhive, Gumroad, or my Patreon members will get it for a discounted price. There's a lot of settings over here, but the upper part is just about adjusting his speed and step rate and everything for different creatures. There's also some random motion stuff in there. It's pretty simple, but the main switches that you want to know about is this one, scatter. This turns it from one creature into many. Oh, dang, I made too many. It can get slow because we're actually simulating the IK for every single insect here. But if you turn on preview mode, it gets fast again because there's no IK and it's just particles moving around. They also have some stacking, which is an option down here, and they have some self-collision. That's just like on a particle level, so it's not super precise. Once you like the overall motion of this, you would go over into the simulation physics tab and just bake the simulation. So I would turn off preview mode and then bake that simulation. The great thing about this being completely procedural, including the rig, is I can swap out my ant with any other model. For instance, I've grabbed this spider from Sketchfab, and I'll show you how to swap it out. So first, we need to separate out one leg, and this one looks like the straightest one. So what I've done is I've taken this leg, and I've just separated it out and aligned it over here, and you'll see why. There's two different objects with the origins at the bottom, so when you rotate them, they're already rotating how they should. Now, in order to align this guy, first, your main object should have its origin at world 0, and then you need a secondary object with no legs, and also with an origin around its center of mass. Let's go back to the ant, and what I need to do is swap out all these objects so they're instanced instead of ant objects. And that's down here. First, let's swap out the body object with the no legs object. Boom, he's a spider already. And then let's swap out the leg upper with the spider leg upper. And then leg lower with the spider leg lower. Boom. And that's looking all messed up, but don't worry, we'll fix it. We also want to change our preview object to be the original spider with legs. Now, I've got a handy mode just for this alignment step, which is rigging mode. And we have a bunch of controls here that will help you align things. And it looks like a mess right now, but I promise it'll get easier. Let's select our critter animator object and tab into edit mode. And you're literally just moving these vertices around to align things. First, let's align the legs. So if I turn on my spider legs over here, you'll see that I've aligned them on the z-axis with this line segment, and these little green parts are what you need to align to the joints. So if I grab this, move it up, I can set that to be centered on that joint. And then grab this, let's go into side view. You can also turn on X-ray mode and align that with the top of the leg. And it looks insane right now, but don't worry, we're getting there. Now going over to the creature, this should be aligned with the origin point of your original object. Or you can show preview object here, and that will show your original mesh. So if you go into side view, just grab that center point and you can align the mesh with that. Boom, there you go. The next thing to do is to align the legs, which are easy to find. If you just grab all of those, that's the feet. So let's go into the Z mode and scale those out. And now I can just individually go and align them with my original mesh. You'll see we're missing some legs, but I'll show you how to fix that in a second. So let's align these. We're leaving these front legs. And now we need to align the leg attachment positions. It's a little messy here, so I'm going to turn off the preview object. But the goal is to align these leg attachments with these little blips here. So if I take this and just overall move it until it's closer, and then there's no skinning going on, that's why this is relatively quick, but it just means that you might have some weird joints. A final touch I want to do on this alignment is we're really setting the default pose for this creature. So see, these legs don't have far to go. If you lift them up, they'll just be buckled in on themselves. What you should do is set it in a nice neutral pose. So if you scale these out, move them back, make it so all the legs are about in the same angle, and the angle isn't too steep. Oh, we're almost done, but we need more legs. So what you should be able to do is, it's a little finicky, but if you go into wireframe again, there will be more legs if you add more vertices on this. So right click, subdivide, and right click, subdivide, and boom, there's more legs. But the points have nowhere to go to, so I'm just going to duplicate this and then select the center and hit F, and then I'm going to duplicate that, select the center, hit F, and suddenly we have 8 legs. And then if everything went well, turn off wireframe, when we turn off rigging mode, we already should have a perfectly walking spider. You'll notice that the spider is walking a little differently than the ant because it detected there's now 8 legs and it set it up to be a spider walk cycle instead. Spiders tend to look cooler if they have a slower step, so change the step speed to 20 and let's see how that looks. Yeah, now you're getting that spider step, and maybe step height needs to be higher. One more setting, the front back leg length setting makes the front legs short and the back legs long. That was useful for the ant, but not so much for the spider, so you can just turn that to 0 and all the legs will be the same length. And there you have it. We just turned an ant into a spider.